So, welcome to 2022. Last year, we had some pretty good, pretty high-profile releases, especially JRPGs. So today I wanted to take some time and talk about some upcoming games for 2022 that I am personally invested in. So, let's go. So to kick it off with January, we have Monster Hunter Rise and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Monster Hunter Rise has been out for about 10 months, so you probably know what to expect in that regard, but PC release, which means mods, which means I can actually play it with my friends, which means I'll actually buy the game this time, unlike the Switch version, which I didn't buy. But I heard it's really good. For those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter is a action game that takes combat against big monsters, as the title implies. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. You farm materials and you craft new weapons and armor. There's a story that it exists, you know. I don't remember anything about World's story, and I don't really care about Rise's story. I just care about the gameplay, which is fantastic. So I'm not heavily anticipating Legends Arceus for Pokemon. I'm like half anticipating it. And it's the latest installment in the Pokemon series, obviously. And it's taking the series to some new places. There's really not much to say here, honestly. I feel like if you know Pokemon, then you know this is going to be probably a very average game. Fun, but very average. We still don't know that much about this game, which is concerning 3 weeks out from release, but, you know, we'll see. Hopefully we'll get a glimpse of it at some point this month, just enough to sell people on it, even though you really don't need it. It has Pokemon in the title. It's probably going to sell at least 3 million copies in the first weekend. And if I'm wrong, then, oh well, you know, Pokemon losing sales is not going to ruin my sleep at night. Moving on to February, there are several titles releasing this month. I'm going to go over two. One that I kind of care about, and the other one that I don't really care about, but is a JRPG, so with the theme of this channel, generally being JRPGs, I feel like this is one that I need to cover. That first one that I do care about is Monark. Now, a little lesser heard about, though it was advertised as a game being made by SMT devs. I don't believe that's fully true. I feel like, I mean, there are SMT devs on the team, but it's not like a full team of them making this game. This is being published by NIS, and it's a turn-based tactical RPG, I believe. And this may or may not be up your alley. It really hasn't received like glowing praise or anything like that from the Japanese side. I haven't heard anything crazy about it. I've heard complaints about enemy variety. I've heard complaints about the visuals. You know, it's a mixed bag. Really isn't getting that much fanfare online. And it releases the same week as more anticipated titles like Elden Ring, which probably not great for its potential success. And I don't see it being very successful given the situation of it not getting that much praise on the Japanese side. So, yeah. Little unfortunate, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I will reserve full judgments until I play the game. The next on the list is Atelier Sophie 2. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. But this is the next game in the Atelier series. Atelier. God, I really don't know how to pronounce that. And while I'm not too into the series itself, this is the first game to release simultaneously in English and Japanese. And that's probably a good thing for this series. And these games have had a fairly long-running, you know, series. So if you are interested or want to test a game out beforehand, you can probably pick up one of the previous titles. I have tried a few. One of the previous Atelier games, I believe Ryza or Ryza 2, wasn't really too into it personally. So, you know, probably not going to be doing much coverage on that on this channel, if any at all. But yeah, I recommend trying out a game previous before picking up the newest one, as prices, you know, usually the previous games are cheaper by now, unless you're unlucky, and yeah, it's not a first-party Switch title, so probably has some sales here and there. Moving on to March, gonna quickly gloss over 2 games I'm not really heavily anticipating, but are coming out. Triangle Strategy, releasing as a Switch exclusive, made by Square Enix. If Octopath taught me anything, I shouldn't pick up a game just because it has glowing praise. So I probably won't be picking this one up. But yeah, it is pretty, and it has that visual art style that Octopath had of the 2D or the sprites in like a 3D landscape. It looks nice. And then Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, is another game releasing this month, and I don't really know what much else to say about it. It's a action game, I believe made by the Neo team, not really sure. Maybe not. I don't want to spew any incorrect information here, but seeing that the demo only came to the PS5 and it was limited time, I did not play it because I don't have a PS5. Probably won't be getting one anytime soon, assuming there aren't any great JRPGs on that. So yeah, but yeah, it is really awesome that the demo was timed and exclusive to a specific console when it's releasing on, I don't know, like 4 other platforms, maybe. I really don't actually know what platforms this game is releasing on. I feel like I might overlook that. But I'm pretty sure it's releasing on PS4 and maybe Xbox. I really don't know at this point. I should check that, actually. Now, Rune Factory 5 is also coming at the end of March, with Rune Factory 4 now available on Switch, PC. Rune Factory 5 will hopefully deliver a good Rune Factory experience, which is something that I've been waiting for a while. For those of you who don't know what Rune Factory is, it is a fantasy-esque Harvest Moon. So there's a combat system, and then you have all your Harvest Moon elements, like getting to know your villagers, and getting to, you know, harvest crops, do planting. Very life simulator-y in some ways. But Rune Factory also has, you know, combat, dungeons to explore, things like that. So that's pretty cool. But I have heard some concerning reports about the performance on Switch, so we'll have to see about that, because that could be a pretty big problem with the release of Rune Factory 5 finally coming overseas. But yeah, looking forward to Rune Factory. I haven't played one in a very long time. I think the last one I played was in 2013 on the PS3, and I did not get very far into it at all. So we'll have to see. Now, finally, the last game in March is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. This is a port of a PS3 and Xbox 360 fighting game based on Persona 4, and there's not really much else to say about that. It contains a heavy visual novel story mode, as well as a whole fighting game made by Arc System Works. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a shame that we're not getting rollback on release, but it'll do. It will do for the time being. Finally, down to April, the end of the first third of 2022, marks the release of 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim on Switch. I haven't really gotten a chance to sit down and play through this entire game. It is a visual novel with some kind of tactical combat elements in it. There's like a mech fighting system. It's not as pretty as you may hope for it to be, but it's cool, I guess. So that's exciting. It's been pretty consistently praised as well, so I will be doing a full review of this, and hopefully I can recommend it to you guys. But that is a wrap for games that I'm anticipating and just some games that are coming out in 2022. So it's looking to be a rather packed year. I mean, we've got, for me at least, we've got at least one release almost every month for the next 4 months. Then this isn't even counting other games that a lot of people are excited for, and other games that haven't gotten release dates yet, as we're only 4 days into the year as of this recording. and probably 7 days as of me putting up this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know your most anticipated game in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. This has been Tiller. Thank you for watching. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more of this content, and I will see you guys next week.